Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aham Padarthaya Shivaya Paramatmane Namaha. Ya Maya Madhukaitapa Pramadini, Ya Mahishonmolini, Ya Dhumrekshana Chanda Munda Madani, Ya Rakta Bijasini, Ya Sashambana Shambhadarbadalani, Ya Siddha Lakshmi Para, Sa Chanti Navakodi Murti Sigita, Mampadu Vishveshwari. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva-samarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Punattu Sakaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Ainkara Hrinkara Ragasya Yukta Shrinkara Gudartha Mahavibhutya Omkara Marma Pribhadinibhya Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Bindu Trikona Vashikona Dasara Yugma Manvashranāgatala Samyuta Shodasaram Vruddhatrayam cha dharani sadhanatrayam cha Sri Chakrametat Uditam Paradevadayaha Bhūmauskalita Pātānam Bhūmireva Valambanam Tvayi Jata Aparādānam Tvameva Sharanam Shive. Om. Good evening. So we are in the 11th mantra of Soundaryalahari. Chaturbhihi Shri Kantaihi Shivayuvadibhihi Panjabhirabhi Prabhinnabhi Sambor Navabhirabhi Moola Prakrutibhihi Chadushatvarimsat Vasudalakalastra Trirekabhi Sartam Tavasharanako Naga Parinata. By the divine grace of the Gurus, we are contemplating on Soundaryalahari, the wonderful garland of worship on Shakti by Jagat Guru Bhagavad Padal Sri Shankaracharya. In the 11th mantra, we are introduced to Ambal in the form of Sri Chakra. The Brahma Shakti that we saw in the first verse, which revealed as the power that grants even to the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra, to perform the role of the creation, sustenance and the dissolution so perfectly that they can do. That means they get the Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti to perform what they ought to perform. And that is simply by worshipping not even the entirety of Ambal, just Ambal's Padatuli. Padatuli means the little minuscule particle on her divine feet. Then subsequently we learned, therefore, Ambal, who grants everything to everybody, does show to us when we are in avidya She comes as Jnana Guru to impart the Vidya Prapti. When we are latent with laziness and inertia, she comes as the garland of flowers to motivate us to do what we need to do. We are impoverished, suffering from grief and poverty. She offers us the best of everything, the Dhananya Prapti. And of course, whether you like it or not, she comes to you to rescue you from the deluge of samsara, and she comes and pick you up as if the Narahari who came as a Parahamurti to rescue the earth. So we were totally regenerated. We wanted to worship Ambal, and therefore Bhagavad Padal, to reinforce the Sankalpam, revealed that Ambal not only give the Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti that you need, but she makes you the Vashikara Shakti, the Akarshana Shakti, so that everyone is gravitating towards you. In other words, you become the influencer. You become the controller of things. So much so, with that power, when granted to Mahavishnu, who was able to be in the form of Ambal herself, Sarubhyam, he became a Jaganmokini, even to entice Lord Ishvara. Such is his power of influence. And Manmatha, the king of Kamarajya, who attracts everybody else, is able to even create delusion in Moham in the great Tavasreshtas. So all this, the polarity of the bestowing power between Mahavishnu and Manmatha is to emphasize to us the Akarshana Shakti that we get from Ambal's grace is so powerful that we become the controller of our life. So that gave us an absolute confidence to have Shraddha, and we therefore looked for the ways and means to worship the Ambal. Because Ambal is what? Ambal is Brahma Shakti. Brahma Shakti cannot be just easily taken for granted. It needs to be properly understood. The upasana needs to be known. The yantra, tantra, mantra, prayogam needs to be known. Ambal's bhavam needs to be known. Then he introduced gently the beauty of Ambal. And as soon as he started giving the physical form of the Ambal, he realized that we are not yet ready for it. Therefore, he went back to the Shloka 8 to give a location of the Ambal first. He gave a little bit of a hint as if it is Kanchi Kamakshi. Then subsequently, he took us to a bhavana, I would say, a mythical, kind of a imaginative place which enhances your bhavana shakti to be a place called Sripuram, Sudhasagara Madhye. In the midst of the nectar ocean, there is this island flooded with the blue waters, with the Mahapadmadavi, with the lotus flowers, and Karpak Vrikshas are there. So on and so forth, we saw the Chintamani Grihe in a court managed by the Trimurtis, and the Ishvara and Sadashiva become the bed, and Ambal is seated on top of that as her Bindusthanam. So this imagination gave us some impetus to say, yes, that Nirguna Brahman, which I cannot really hold into my mind, can be worshipped through upasana of a Saguna Brahman. Therefore, I am now given a position where Ambal is located, a lokam, Sripuram, a Merusthanam. Then Bhagavan said, well, this Merusthanam can be located in the cosmological space, in the Akanta Akasham, or in your Chitakasham. Chitakasham means your Akasham in your Chit. So you can either look at Bhakya Upasana or Andarbhaka Upasana. Andarbhaka Samaratya Bhagirmukha Saturlabha. So it is much easier when you are able to do the Upasana in your Chitakasam. So even then, because of compassionate nature of Bhagavan, he says, you are not able to hold on to a Chitakasam. Therefore, I'll give you some rope to climb. I'll give you some symbols. I'll give you some yantras. Yantras are the geometry, but the mantras are the sound form of the Parashakti. Bija mantras, Pranava mantras, Gayatri mantras, slokas. All these namas are calling the infinite. Because we can't figure out the infinite. We can't hold the infinite. But I can call it. That is the power of the Vak Shakti. So the Vak Shakti, I am able to call the Ambal, see the Ambal, even form the Ambal in the form of Bijakshara, Mantrakshara. So that's called a Mantropasana. Then Bhagavan thought, we are not ready for that. We still need an alambanam. Alambanam means a place to hold, a lingam. Lingam means a signage, Siva Lingam means a sign that shows a Shiva. So like that, I need an alambanam. The alambanam is a geometry. Why the geometry? The geometry is everywhere. You look up, open the sky, got a long line of clouds there. The sky, the earth is round, oblong, squares, triangles. So maybe the geometry is Ambal. So let me draw the geometry. So the rishis saw in their divine eyes and draw some geometry, and they call it yantra. They said, worship is yantra. So that's what we saw. Then before we worship the yantra, in the verse 9 and 10, Bhagavan said, this yantra is going to be Ambal, Ambal's place, Ambal herself. It's called Sri Chakram. The Sri Chakram can be worshipped again outside or inside. But understand the purity of your inside. So in verse 9 and 10, he showed Ambal as a Kundalini Shakti residing in the Sri Chakra, in the Mooladhara Sthana, the Shakti which animates you and me. Today, now you are sitting and listening to me. I am telling you something. This speaking power, the hearing power, the sitting power, the breathing power, this is the Shakti that you have, I have. So this is the expression of the Kundalini Shakti that we have. We call it Kundalini because it is coiled and sleeping most of the time as a very powerful snake. It is breathing, so I did a prana Shakti. It reflecting on me in its swadhisthana. It's a place of residence, rest. Therefore, I'm able to live a life of embodied nature. But very often it goes to the sleep. In deep sleep, I don't know many things. But what happened to Shakti? It all gone to the Mooladhara. Then in the verse 9 and 10, Bhagavan showed when you worship Sri Shakti as yantra, using a mantra, remember everything. Yantra you worship, but yantra is the Sri Shakti. You worship with mantra. The mantra is a glory, but mantra is the Sri Shakti. The process by which you worship is called tantra, the prayogam. That is Sri Shakti. So, and you have a bhavana of Sri Shakti, which means the whole upasana process, the context is nothing but Shaktimayam. Shakti is Brahma, Brahmamayam. So your whole ambience of prayer, ambience of meditation is full of power. You never go to pray with a position of weakness. Normally what we do, we go and pray to God because we are weak. We want the power. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But upasana is not a normal plea for help. But this is also a plea for help, but a very different help. What is a help? I want to see you. I want to be with you. I want to be in your place. I want to be like you. I want to be in you. Samibhyam, sarubhyam, sayujyam. So this upasana is not to be done in a position of weakness. Never ever go to Ambar for the upasana with a weak mind. When I say weak, I'm not talking about the compassionate mind. I'm not talking about the not humble mind. Humble, sincerity, surrender, all that is there. But you surrender not because you are weak. The weak and meek surrender is a defeat. The great courageous dhira's surrender is valor. Because what are you surrendering in upasana? You're surrendering your ego. The thing that you can never part with. You can give the money away. You can give the knowledge away. You can even give your possessions away. You never want to give yourself away. The jiva bhavam you never give up. It is me, I. We think when you give up the jiva bhavam, you die, you think. You are not dying from jiva bhavam. You get a jivan mukti. You get an atma bodham. So total surrender means giving away your whole self to Ambar. That means you go in a position of strength. So all that tattvartha we saw. So in this mantra, the last one we saw, Chadurbihi, Shrikantaihi, Shiva Yuvadibihi, Panchabhirabi, Prabhinnabihi, Shambhor, Navabihi, Abhimula Prakrutibihi. Saduchatvarisat, Vashutala, Kalashra, Trivalaya, Trirekabihi, Sadham, Tavacharana Kona, Parinadaha. The whole sentence is coming to this verb Sardham. Sardham means all combined together. Combined together, what it becomes? Tava, Charana, Konaha, Parinadaha. Parinadaha means it is eliminated. It exists. Tavacharana Kona. Kona means chakra. Don't think chakra means always round. In this tantric upasana, any geometry is called a chakra. Here chakra means it is entrapment of you. It entraps you. It envelops you into that embrace of Devi's yantra. A triangle could be a chakra. So here, saduschatvarim sat, that means 44 triangles comes in. These 44 triangles, you can try it out and count it. It is not for a weak-hearted, because every time you count, you may get something different. But there are, you go to internet, you can find out all this dissected. The idea is to have this as a gudartham. It will be revealed to you when you are working with Shraddha, when you do Upasana. Every time when you pray to chakra, this will reveal to you. So this saduschatvarim sat. Normally, many books only show 43. Bhagavan here, in fact, Bhagavan is the first one to explain this Sri Chakram, which is in the Bhavana Upanishad, into the sloka. Here he takes the 44th triangle as a Bindusthanam. What is a Bindusthanam? Bindusthanam is a round at the center, which is at the center point of Chadurbihi Srikantaihi. Srikantaihi is a Shiva. We saw in the last class. I'm just recapping it. Chadurbihi, there are 4 triangles of Shiva. It's called Shiva Chakram. Shiva Yuvadibihi Panchavirabihi. For the Shiva's girl also, that is, the divine escort of Shiva is Shakti also, Panchavirabihi. There are 5 triangles. They call Shakti Chakras. When they are joined together, they become Shiva Shakti Chakras, creating into 43 triangles. When they are joined together, the center becomes the Bindu that denotes the union of Shiva and Shakti. The union of Shiva and Shakti means there is a generation of the worlds. The Brahmandam happens. It becomes Srishtisthanam, Layasthanam. That is where everything is produced, everything is taken away. So that was Pirabidna Abhihi, Shambhur, Navabhihi. So you have this 8 Vasudalam, 8 petals of lotus, 16 petals of lotus. Is all this. So the whole geometry is called Sri Chakram. The Sri Chakram is also worshipped as Vagbhava Kutam, Kamaraja Kutam, Shakti Kutam. We don't go into detail of it. This is basically a step process towards, the Bindusthanam is there. That's where Ambal is there. So why can't it go straight to the Ambal and pray? You can't do that. Can you go to UCL and say, I got an idea, I want to do a PhD. Can you do a PhD now? They'll say, do the undergrad first, do the master's first, do a MPhil research first, write some papers. Now you have to go, you graduate, because by graduating yourself, your Chitta Shuddhi happens. Therefore, before you go to the Ambal, you need to enter through these chakras, which is in the 3 kudas, Vagbhava Kutam, Kamaraja Kutam, Shakti Kutam. And each has got 3 of these avaranas. Avaranas are impediments, screens, which we saw in the last class. In each avaranas, there are deities, Avarana Shakti, Mudra Shakti. These are all the tantric way of practicing it. So you worship them, then you attain some powers. Some good things happen to you in life. Your worries are gone away. You are still only worshipping the periphery of the Sri Chakra. Good things started happening. And when you follow it very sincerely, more and more good things happen. When more and more good things happen, your worries are gone. You are happy. What happens when the happiness comes into you? You forget why you are doing it. You forget even proceeding further. When things are going well, we often don't think of God. So this happens. That's why it's called Trilokya Mohanam. The good things will also give you delusion. I worship God, I get what I want, then I do what I need to do. And when I need something else, I go back to the God. That means your pursuit of perfection, your pilgrimage to attain redemption from the samsara, your moksha lakshyam is tossed away. This is also Shakti's kripa. She doesn't want to just labor this point. She said, go and enjoy life, child. Don't look for something bigger than what you can chew. But you persist. That is what we saw in the 11th mantra. So one thing you have to take it from there. Okay, now I know. So should I have a Sri Chakram? Yes. Should I have a Meru? Maybe. Should I go out and look for the Punya Kshetras, 55 Shaktipeethas? Should I go and worship them? You could. Should I take a Tantric Upasana from some guru? You can. So there are so many paths there to go through. But the method of worship can be outside or inside. Of course, we are looking for the Tattvartham and Vedoktam and Vedanta Saram, what we are trying to derive at it. So we will not dwell into the Upasana Marga, but you say, even if I take Upasana, I do a mental Upasana. There, Bhagavan says, yes, perfect. You are graduating there. Then the Sri Chakram itself is your body. The Sri Puram, the Chintamani Dvipam that you are looking for, the Sudhasagara Madhye, that wonderful island you are looking for, is your body. My body, it is polluted. I lie, I drink, smoke, eat meat, whatever you do. It's such a Gandha-kshetra. No. It is pure. You are throwing dust into it. Don't do it. Purify. So the moment you started worshipping inside, there is a natural niyamam that you need to follow, that you are clean, saucha. Your body has to be clean. Your nails, your tooth, and all this, what we tell the children. When you go to puja and you do puja, your deha shuddhi is very important. The gentle reasoning that, Swami doesn't care how I look. It doesn't care whether they wear a vibhuti or kumkumam. Doesn't matter. You cannot do that. Can you go to the High Court and say, I'm a barrister, I can come in the jeans, can you do it? You join a new job, you need a tie, a tuxedo for a dinner party, etiquette. So there's nothing to be compromised. You need to follow those rules. But important thing is you have the bhavana. Without bhavana, everything fails. Bhavana is what? Enacting the role. So what am I enacting? This whole universe is called Brahmandam. I am the part of the universe. But as science can prove it to us, what I see in cosmology is in my microbiology. What I see in a classical physics, I see in a quantum physics. What I see in the cosmic pattern, I see in atomic pattern. The macrocosm is in the microcosm. Therefore, both are alluring, hypnotizing, very difficult to comprehend, interesting to pursue. So there you go. So you can take this body as your pindandam, vyashti, brahmandam outside. How does the Sri Chakram correlate to each other? The Shiva Shakti Chakram. What is Shiva Shakti Chakram? Within the Sri Chakram, the 4 triangles and the 5 triangles. The 4 and 5. So how Tattvarthas Pariva say in this, if you take the body, what am I? So you see me as a person, so you have a perception of who I am, because as a personality I have somehow projected. The personality gives you an envelope, and then you attach this body, this man, 5'7", dark complexion, long hair, bearded person, a physical identification, the way he talks. So like that you have. But what it is made of? This is made of the skin, the blood inside me, the fat, the muscles, the bone. Then, of course, the how I am made internally. So in Tattvartham, what they say, tvak, ashruk, mamsam, metas, asti. These are called Shakti. These 5 are called Shakti chakras. The Majja, the subtle ones. Majja is in the bone marrow. Shuklam is the sperm and the generative fluids in your body, which is much subtle. The prana Shakti, which makes it to animate you. And the Jivatma, the Jiva Bhavam. This is Shiva Chakra. So Majja Shuklam Pranan Jivaga Shiva Chakram Tvak Ashruk Mamsam Medam Asti. So when they join together, yes, an embodiment happens. Therefore, Sri Chakram represents the Pindandam. Same way, if you look at this Brahmandam, the whole universe is what? All the materials, when you analyze it, they fall into 5 primordial elements. There is a mineral in it, that's the earth. There is a water component in it. There is a fire in it. There is a wind in it, radiation in it. There is a space in it. So Panchabhutas are the primordial elements which they do Panchikaranam, a process of mixing together. They form the atoms and the molecules, and then things are compounded. So the whole Brahmandam is also made out of Panchabhutas as 5 Shakti chakras. But how they get combination, how this illusion of everything happens? They're Maya. And the Maya makes some naughty things, it deludes you as well. Therefore, the Maya is a periphery of a Shuddha Vidya, completely pure Maya. Then Maheshwara, who hides all these things, and Sadashiva, who blesses. Therefore, like a Pindandam is the Namachakras, the Brahmandam is also Namachakras. Only the components change. So I'm just telling you to say, by worshipping the Sri Chakra as the body is as emphatic, as powerful as worshipping the Sri Chakra as the cosmos. So one doesn't need to feel a simpleton, because I just do Adhyatma Puja and I look at the Acharya, hear somebody, or this yogi I see, he worships the cosmology, he goes to Himalayas, he does penance, he talks bombastic words, mantras. Does not matter, because the macrocosm is a microcosm. So now all is set. We know why Ambal should be worshipped. We know Ambal's form in mantra, yantra, tantra, rupam. We know Ambal's place called Sripuram. We know Ambal Chakram as Sri Chakram. We understand Ambal is both the form of the Brahmandam and the Pindandam. Now what we need to worship the Ambal. We need to know how Ambal looks. What is Ambal's beauty? So that we know. tvadīyaṁ saundaryaṁ tuhinagirikanyē tulayituṁ kavīndrāḥ kalpantē kഥमपि viriñci-prabhr yadālōkautsukyād amaralalanā yānti manasā tapōbhirduṣprāpāmapi giriśa-sāyujyapadavīm tvadīyaṁ saundaryam tuhina-giri-kanyē tulayituṁ kavīndrāḥ kalpantē kഥमपि viriñci-prabhr yadālōka-autsukyād amaralalanā yānti manasā tapōbhirduṣprāpāmapi giriśa-sāyujyapadavīm. Let's look at the word meaning. In this verse, Bhagavad is giving the beauty of Ambar. No. Bhagavad is trying to describe the beauty of the Ambar. It is the prayathanam, the effort he is putting, his endeavor. Why? It is impossible to describe the beauty. Why do I say that? I don't say it. Bhagavan say it here. What does he say? Tvadīyaṁ saundaryam. Tvadīyaṁ means you. Saundaryam. Saundaryam means beauty. Beauty has got so many ways you can say beauty. You can say in Sanskrit, beauty is called Shrika, Vibaha, Tvikash, Radha. Radhana beauty. Kacha, Prabha, Kripa, Ramyata, Rucha, Kanti, Lavanya, Kamyata. So many words for thing. But the Saundaryam is a very special word. Saundaryam comes from the root Sundaram. Sundaram actually comes from the root Sunara. Su is the dhatu. Su means auspicious. Suraha. Suraha means devas. Asuraha, non-auspicious. From Sura comes in Sundara. Sundara comes in Saundaryam. Saundaryam means the enchanting beatitude, beauty that calms your mind. Beauty can create chalanam in your mind. Beauty can create klesham, kilarchi in your mind. You become anxious, excited, ecstasy in your mind. But beauty can also create peace in your mind, divinity in your mind, calmness in your mind. So some beauty you can just keep on looking because it does not entice you to be restless, but it makes you so restful. That is the kind of beauty Ambar is. So he says, your beauty, tvadīyaṁ saundaryam. Who are you, Ambar? Tuhina-giri-kanyē. Tuhinam means the soft snow, the mist. Tuhina-giri, giri means mountain, Himachalam. So the white clouded, snow-clad mountains, Kanyē, Himayagiri-tanayē. So he is calling her, oh, the daughter of the mountain covered by snow. Oh, mother, tvadīyaṁ saundaryam, your beauty, tulayituṁ kഥमपि kalpantē. Tulayituṁ. Tula means comparative valuation. Tulabharam we say, right? Tulabharam means what? Weighing balance, where you put 100 kilograms here, you put here. So this is 100 kilograms brinjal, whatever you say. So whenever when you are when you're making evaluation of anything, what do? You ask for a comparative thing, what it is. So you need something to compare with. Here they are trying to compare the beauty of Ambal. See, how can you describe a beauty? I say, okay, you had a sweet now. How is it? Very, very sweet. How is the sweetness? Well, how can I tell you? Have you taken sugar? Yes. If you take sugar 10 times, that's the kind of sugar, sweet it is. Or have you taken sugar cane? It is 15 times like that. Now, you need a benchmark to compare. But what happened here? Kathamapi, somehow, kalpantē, they are trying to inventing a comparative measure. Who are these people? Kavīndrāḥ, viriñci-prabhr. Viriñci-prabhr. Prabhr means from onwards. Onwards from who? Viriñci. Viriñci means Brahma, Kavīndrāḥ. They are the greatest poets. So here Brahma is called a poet. We know Brahma is a creator of the world. So when did he write poetry? So he need to take two things from here. That means the creation by Brahma is the Vedas, is a poetry. The creation by Brahma, the world is a poetry. Is the world a poetry? No, the world is full of mortars and buildings and trains and the trees and the leaves and the sunset and the sunrise and the mud and the pigs. Yes? Don't you see the poetry in it? This is where most of us fail to understand the life. For us, this life of getting up 8 o'clock, having a quick shower, having a quick breakfast, running to the office, do some work, come home tired, eat, sleep, watch TV. We miss out the sunrise, miss out the flower budding, miss out the birds flying, miss out the beehive, miss out every dance that is happening because we don't see the world as a poetry. If you see that as a poetry means what? Poetry, when it's given, you don't take the meaning as it is. You enjoy it first. You don't even know the meaning. Just, it's enjoyable. Of course, I'm talking about the good poetry. Then you understand the meaning. Then you understand the deeper meaning and you want to verify the meaning. Now, if we have the same approach in life, so if I tell you, you are that person, or I make a very harsh statement to you, you become judgmental of this because you take it as it is. It's no more poetry. Could you think, oh, I said this. Maybe I said in jest. Maybe I said in love. Maybe I said in anger, which is temporary. So I have time to reflect on it. I don't treat anything as a poetry. I take it everything as a raw prose. That's why the life becomes difficult. Even the children enjoy poetry. Yes. In you sing lullaby, it's a poetry. Each poetry has got prasam, saptaprasam, arthaprasam. Prasam means the melody, the rhythm. When you sing lullaby, what do? You sing you don't talk. You don't talk about, you don't read a news for child to sleep. You sing a song. The song also doesn't need to have a word in it, meaning in it. La, 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 la. It sleeps because you bring a resonance to it. So, the world is therefore a poetry, and Brahma created the world. Therefore, he is a poet, Adi Kavi. Brahma uses the Vedas. Vedas are what Brahman has given to him. So Vedas are poetry, is it not? Vedas are poetry because Vedas for you is like a mantra. But if you look at the Vedas, Nasadiya Shuktam in the Rig Vedam, it's a hymn of creation. It tells you about how the world is created. What is the pre-creation stage? How the creation came. Metaphysical concepts. Absolute poems, poetry. Purusha Suktam. This is how the creation is ordained in a particular discipline, particular hierarchy came. Purusha Suktam. Sakasasesha, Purushaka, Sakasraksha, poetry. Hiranyagarbha Suktam. Everything is a poetry. That's why there is a, all the poetry, all the ragas comes from the Vedas. When Nadam is Shivam, the Swaram is Shakti. Nadam is the predominant sound. Swaram, regulated sound. Nadam is Satyam. Swaram is Rhythm. Satyam vadishyami, Rhythm vadishyami. When the Swaram joins the Nadam, there is melody, there is music. Auspiciousness. That's why Nadaswaram is called auspicious instrument. Why? Not because it is played at the wedding time and the puja time. The name itself is Shiva Shakti Aikyam, Nadaswaram. So who is the custodian of Vedas? Brahma. Therefore, Brahma is the Adi Kavi. Janmat yasya yato anyaditarasya chaddesh. In the Bhagavatam, the very first slokam, it says, Tene Brahma Kritaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yaschurayaka. Because Adi Kavi we normally take as Valmiki. Because Valmiki is the first Mahatma who wrote a long poetry in Sanskritam. Therefore, he is called Adi Kavi. But if you take the Vedas of the poetry, the creation is a poetry, the Adi Kavi is Brahma. Tene Brahmakritaya Adi Kaviye Mukhyantyasturayaka Tejo Vari Mutaya Vinayo Yatrati Sargom Rusha Dhamna Svena Sada Naratagugam Satyam Param Dhimaki. In Bhagavatam it says, so to Brahma, the Adi Kavi, the Parabrahman Mahavishnu imparted the Vedas. May I know the Satyam. So what we understand here, Brahma is the Adi Kavi. So from him onwards, all the poets, be it Kalidasa, Kaushika, anybody you call, they all try to compare you with something and fail. Kalpantē. Tulayituṁ kഥमपि kalpantē. Narayana Bhattatri wants to write about Guruvayurappan's beauty from Padadikesham. What to write? Wrote the first verse, second verse, he stopped. So what am I going to do? I made a mistake of thinking I can write your beauty. I just can't. My words are not sufficient for me. So no one can write the beauty of Mahashakti, Parashakti, because nobody would be able to see her beauty in totality. That is what first line says. Now this is going in a big way in the Devalokas, because Brahma cannot do it. Rudra cannot do it. Mahavishnu cannot do it. So nobody could describe the beauty of Ambal as it is. So this conversation is going on. Then, by hearing this conversation, yat ālōka-autsukyād amaralalanā. Amara means in the heavenly, lala Lalyam means indulgent. Leela means play. Lalanaha means the ladies of indulgement. That means the beautiful ladies of heavenly world abodes. Ramba, Tilotana, Urvashi, Menaka, all those wonderful, beautiful ladies, enchanting ladies, whose job is to work for Devendra to apply it in the minds of rishis. If anybody does Indriya Nigraham, anybody do Upasana, control, these beautiful maids will come and dance in front of them, create moham in their mind, take them away from the penance. Why do they do that? Like exactly what we discussed about the Arohanam in the Shri Chakra Puja, in the Avarana Pujas, when you get initial Avarana Pujas, when you get all the benefits, you get deluded to move away from this, because Mahashakti wants you to enjoy this world in the samsara. So they are the employees of the Shakti, they do that. And also naturally, because of this, the Devas don't have the control of the senses. They constantly try to control the senses, because once they control the senses, they become Uttama Adhikari for Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana of Vedanta. And when they do that, Vedanta Jnanam will be on them. The Vedanta Jnanam comes in, they become Mukta Purusha. And Mukta Purusha, who is going to manage all those natural order of the world. Therefore, Ambal has made them to enjoy at a Bhoga Purusha in Devaloka. You be the messengers, soldiers, treasurers of my empire. Now, what happened to these ladies? So they all, yadālōkautsukyād, ālōka-autsukyād. These ladies thought everybody is talking about the beauty, but they're not talking about us. They're talking about the Ambal. Brahma Paryantam, everybody is talking about the Ambal. Therefore, her beauty must be beyond description. We want to see that. You see, when a man wants to see a woman's beauty and vice versa, you can understand. There is a natural gravitation towards this opposite sex. But when a woman wants to see and appreciate another woman's beauty, that means the beauty they want to see must be supremely wonderful. So ālōka means to look. Ālōka means completely, to totally look at them. Loka means look. The dhatu is like in English look. Lokaha, the world. So when you want to see something, perception. Autsukyād. Autsukyād means a deep desire, a firing desire that you want to really do it. Unquenchable thirst to know. So they are with tabam. They're not restless there. I want to see, I want to see, I want to see. Okay, go and see it. They couldn't. Even though they are in the Devaloka, not like us, they are Salobhyam, Salokam. They are in the Ambal Shloka, they are very near to that. They could go and see it. And they can fly anywhere they like to. Still, they could not do. Why? Who is this Ambal? The clue is in the first line. Tuhinagirikanyē. Ambal is Tuhinagiri. Tuhina means snow-clad mountain. She is like a mountain. Nourisher. Mountain is what? Mountain is nourisher, protector. In fact, the mountains are not there. The world will not spin like this. It is giving a stability to the earth. That's why it's called. In those days, in Puranas, you see mountains are flying and Devendra come and cut them out to stay. So what the poetic beauty there is, to stabilize the earth, the mountains which are flying in the space need to root it on the ground. They're rooted. They're all holding, each mountain is holding the earth so strongly, so we are able to live. So Ambal is like that. Achalam is Shivam. The Shivam is a Giri, Girishan, unmoving. But she is encast on him. The tuhina means like snow. So can I see this mountain when there is a snow? No. But can it give me a clue? Of course it gives me a clue. Does it entice me to go there? Yes. Who doesn't want to go and touch the snow? Peel it off. So it is, you got a Vashikara Shakti. It is not revealing its true self. It is up there in the high. So these ladies are not able to go. So what they think? There is a way. We will do something else. Giriśa-sāyujya-padavīm. Girisha means Shiva. Sayujya means one with Shiva. I will be one with Shiva. Then if I attain the padavi, which is duṣprāpām-api. duṣprāpām-api. Duṣprāpām means it is not easy to get. Even though it is not easy to get, we will get Sayujyam. That means we will be one with the Shiva. You know what is the trick? Shiva is close to her. Shiva is seeing her. So if I become part of Shiva, one with Shiva, we can see them. So therefore, with that intent, manasā-yānti, in the mind, they become one with Shiva Dhyanam. So this is the artham of it. So you saw that I given you some of the deeper meaning of the certain pathas. But why this is impossible to see? Why can't we see Ambal? Because in the Devi Mahatmyam it says, Klimhi Devya Mola Pijam Cha Sachidananda Swarupini. Oh Devi, you are Sachidananda Swarupam. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. Swarupa means your form. That is signified by the Moola Bijam called Klim. This is coming from Devi Mahatmya. In the Klim Mantrartham, your beauty is there. Well, I am looking for a beauty that describes the Ambal's beauty. Her body has mind, but her eyes, and here it says Klim. That's it. Klim will give you the beauty. It means it's impossible to describe the beauty of Ambal. But if you are doing the prayer of the Klim mantra, Klim Shakti, that beauty reveals to you. How does it reveal to you? Kantir nama mahadevyaha swarupam iti kirtitam. Because the beauty is Kanti. Kanti means tejas, light, beauty. That Ambal's beauty is revealed to you. Does that mean I get a big light? No. Here light means that illumines your mind. And when you are afraid, if somebody comes, don't worry, I am here. You got a light. When I say, I do not know how to solve this problem, somebody says, don't worry, I'm here. There is a light. When I say, I am hungry, somebody give you bread, there is light. So in every grace that is bestowed upon you, there is a beauty. And that's where you can see. So it is all giving you the clues that don't look for a physical beauty, because even the physical beauty is there, you just cannot see it. But still, we try to compare. Again, in Devi Mahatmyam, it says, Tavamukam Chandra Samanam. Tavamukam, your face is like a moon. So now I got a comparison, right? Well, then the next line goes, Shatrum Bhairava Darshanam. When I look at your face, it is so beautiful like a moon that gives me peace. Then it says, your face to the evil people, Bhairava Darshanam. It looks horrible. So what do I take? But both are beauty. Like you look at these Chandrans, the moon's photograph, the astronaut went recently to Artemis mission. The wonderful moon, they took a picture. Then they went to the dark side of the moon on the South Pole. They took a closer picture of it. If you looked at it, it's so scary. So many dents, so many craters, so much dents on it, so much of wounded moon it is. It doesn't give you samanam. I felt so bad, so sorry for the moon. But the moon is taking the beating to protect the earth. Every asteroid, it hits you. Every time it hit the moon rock, the earth rock, it went to the position where it is. The geodesic position is after the many collision of moon with the earth, and they come to the position where the moon and earth can be propelling each other. So you see, which is beauty. So it is therefore indescribable splendor. Yatra yatra cha drishtosi, tatra tatra manokara. Tavadecho adulam Devi, sharvaloka manokaram. I can't really find your beauty. And then we even say a simple prayer, Ya Devi sarva bhudeshu, Lakshmi rupena samsita, namastasyai, 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 namo namah. See, after I'm picking up many slokas in different places, but I can correlate it. What I'm saying is, looking for the beauty of the Ambal, we come to the conclusion, let me worship Ya Devi Sarva Bhudeshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita. I look at you, Ambal, Parashakti, in what? Sarva Bhudeshu, in everything in this world. How do I look in everything? Lakshmi Rupena. Not the Mahalakshmi with the hand, with the money spilling from the left hand. Not like that. Lakshmi means auspiciousness, purity, divinity. Where it is? Sarva Bhudeshu. That means in this angry man who hates me, yes. In this loving child, yes. In this tree, in this pig, in this tree, in this cow, yes. Because when I start looking at everything, in everything there's a divinity, I see it like this. See, all these clues gives you something. What does it gives you? It gives you the knowledge that we cannot describe Ambal's beauty. Brahma cannot do it. Rudra cannot do it. Mahavishnu cannot do it. Why it is so? Very simple. Can you describe your mom's beauty? Every time when you think of your mother, who thinks that their mother is not beautiful? No one will think. And for everyone, the mother is the most beautiful person. Is it not? What do they compare with? Not with Aishwarya Rai or some lot of all famous actresses. No. Because when she hugs me in her chest, when she feeds me, when she combs my hair, when she asks me, did you eat, my child? When she take me to sleep, in every bhava, in every action, in every grace, her beauty oozes out. As a child, that is what beauty is. You don't really look at your mother's hair, shampoo, eyelashes. No. You cannot look at it. You have no idea of looking at it. You look at mother as a beauty embodied of compassion, grace. So, therefore, can you really write about her physical beauty ever? No. But I can write about her beauty, the kanti, her shreyas, everything about infinite number of times. That is what happened. All these devatas, all the rishis, munis, trimurtis, everybody are they who? They are the children of Jagan Mata. How can they ever write Mata's beauty? They can never write. But who can write it? Who can write? And if whoever writes it, that has to be a Gupta Jnana. It should be a sacred knowledge. Because that's the most anyonya bhavam has to be there. Only the pati of Parvati, Parashakti, only Shivan can write about Shakti's beauty. Because Shiva as a pati and Ambal as a pativrata, her complete beauty, his complete beauty is only mutually abiding in each other. None can see it. That's the reason why these smart Alex, all these devatas, the Devakannikas, when they say we'll go Sayujyam, Sayujyam means very difficult, to be one with Shiva. And I become one with Shiva. And Shiva is not like Ambal or Mahavishnu, put conditions before giving grace. It's quite easy to get things from father. Father, I want a soccer ball. Okay, you get it. Mother will come and scold. Yes, last week you bought a cricket bat. How many you spent on? He already got this. So mother is the controller of your needs and desires. Fathers are generally lethargic. They give you whatever you want. So you may grant to these ladies that they get the Shiva Sayujyam. They become one with Shiva. Still they cannot see Amba's beauty. Why? Sayujyam means what? Dādātmyam, identity with them. There is no difference anymore. There is no Ramba, Urvashi, Tilotama anymore. Advaita Anuputi is there. So they cannot see because they don't exist anymore. They become Shivam. Therefore, only Shivam can see it. Understand? So in one way, it tells you, the slokas tells you, you look for the Ambal, but you can also look for Shiva to look for Ambal. So Brahma Puja, Shiva Puja is also Shakti Puja. That is insight. Second one, the Sayujyam means you become one with Shivam. So you become that beauty. So you are not only looking at beauty, because even if I get a chance to look at the beauty of Ambal, I am seeing it. What is seen is not the seer. An object of experience will die. The Ambal's beauty will die. So it is not an object of experience. Therefore, if Ambal's beauty, if I have to have the anubhuti of it, I become that beauty. I become the Sayujyam of it. So that's what the important part of this slogan. So then you may have a question. Then if that is the case, how come Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes the beauty about it? Bhagavad Padal writes, okay, the first 41 slokas are Parameshwara's Vaibhavam, they say, fine. But 42nd onwards is Bhagavad Padal's writing about Ambal, Padadikesha Varnana, beautiful Varnana is there. How could he write? So what could be the answer for it? You should know it. Because he is none other than Parameshwara himself. Otherwise, How could you write? That's why even if you are a great poet, Kalidasa tried. You don't try to write Keshadi Padam Padadi Kesha Varnana of the divinity because you are a child. Leave that to the Jivan Muktas who become Sayujyam with them, then right. That's what I think we learn from this as well. Tvadīyaṁ saundaryaṁ tuhinagirikanyē tulayituṁ kavīndrāḥ kalpantē kथमपि viriñci-prabhr ālōka-autsukyādam amaralalanā yānti manasā tapōbhirduṣprāpāmapi giriśa-sāyujyapadavīm. Om asatoma satyamaya tamashoma jyotirgamaya mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om tassat brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.